What's happening, everybody? This is going to be my review of the X-Files season premiere, season 11, episode 1. Right now, personally, I don't know that many people that watch the X-Files as much as I do. I am literally an X-File. But so hopefully this video makes its way through the ethos, through the ethernet, to all of you fellow nerds that are like me that really rock with this show. Now, episode 1 of season 11, boy oh boy, if you follow the series religiously and follow the canon like I do, you know that it opened up with a huge and enormous reveal. Now we're going to talk about it. The cigarette smoking man. As you guys may know, and according to the canon, he is the main antagonist of the show. Let's go back those 17 or less or whatever years to the cigarette smoking man, and I forget what season it was, but it's one of those old episodes where they showed the background of the cigarette smoking man. They didn't give his name, but they showed his background, and you found out that he is responsible for the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and I believe he also killed JFK as well. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful thing that I love about the X-Files is it runs parallel to a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of conspiracy facts, some that, you know, end up turning out to be true. So that's a beautiful thing. The writers are amazing in that, right? So what's the big reveal of season 11, episode 1? If you haven't watched the episode and you're a fan, please watch it first before watching this video. But the big reveal is we found the cigarette smoking man, main antagonist of the show. We found out his real name. And what is it? It's Carl. Let me see. Just let me look it up again. Okay, yeah, there it is. Carl Gerhard Busch. Carl Gerhard Busch. Now, it's no coincidence that they named this man Bush. Even when they were showing scenes of the cigarette smoking man, of Mr. Bush, they showed him like they showed footage of Hitler. They showed footage of Bush Sr. and Jr., I believe, as well as Donald Trump. Whew. Basically, as you may understand, the Bushes have been theorized to be part of like an elite family. I've even heard conspiracy theories that put George Bush Sr., when he was working for the CIA or sometime before that, put him as the trigger man that has killed JFK. I've heard that theory. I'm not saying I'll totally rock with it, but it is interesting. The Bushes, the family has been involved in a lot of fuckery, let's say from back in the days of the Nazis up until now and continuously. So it's so interesting that they named the cigarette smoking man Carl Gerhard Busch. That was like a huge reveal, and it's dope because they did it like right at the beginning of the episode. He said something along the lines of, "My name is Carl Gerhard Busch and I've been blah 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 blah." So that was dope right there. Another thing that was interesting, after that little segment, the show opens up with Scully in the hospital having suffered, some type of issue or whatever. Because if you saw the season finale of season 10, which came out either a year or about 2 years ago, one or the other, I forgot if it was 16 or 17. But long story short, at the end of the season, it was a big cliffhanger because they showed the spaceship, or the U.S. technology ship, whatever you want to call it, the big spaceship looking thing, going over, I believe, both Mulder and Scully, and it like shot like a big electricity down. Mulder was on the brink of death from the big virus and everything, and we're going to talk about the virus too. Basically, if you're, this goes back to the old canon, and keep in mind, I'm doing this all off the cuff. I'm not really doing much looking up. I'm just going off my own personal recollection, right? Now, if you remember how the story goes in the series prior, from season 1 to season 9, they would always talk about the 2012 alien invasion. In the season 9 finale, they, Carl Gerhard Busch, cigarette smoking man, he let it be known. He was like, yeah, the aliens, those are the ones that are going to come in 2009. Mulder and Scully had that child, William, and so on and so on. So in season 10, you find out that the alien invasion is now not actual physical green men coming to Earth and, take me to your leader and shooting everybody up. No, the alien invasion comes by way of vaccines that they vaccinated people with, I think, for smallpox in 2012. And I believe the vaccines contain some kind of like alien DNA And the plan was to use that to depopulate like most of the world, right? And if you saw the end of season 10, it looked like that was already in full swing. Like the vaccines were out, people were getting sick, and it was a whole bunch of mayhem and everything before the ship came over Mulder and Scully at the end of the episode. So the season 11 opens very interesting because we find out that the whole everyone being the whole vaccine being activated to kill everyone and the ship coming over Mulder and Scully, we found out that that was just a premonition from Dana Scully by way of her son William telepathically giving, forecasting that forecast into her mind, right? And then, she went unconscious from that, and, the episode opens up with her in the hospital, and then she's telling Mulder, look, this is what I saw. Basically, all the events in the last episode of season 10 didn't actually happen. It was just a vision from Scully, and she's trying to tell Mulder, she's like, look, you got to find the smoking man. We got to find William. Shit's about to be hectic. Mulder, you were dying. All that stuff like that. Very interesting. And another thing I love is how that's so much in line with current day conspiracy. How we hear that vaccines are bad. They put cancer viruses in the vaccine, autism, when the babies get vaccines at birth and everything. So like I said, X-Files always runs concurrent and parallel with known theories and conspiracies. And a lot of these things I personally believe turn out to be true. So that was pretty dope. Another dope thing. Now this is really deep. They showed footage of the moon landing. Right? And it's dope how the camera panned out. They're showing the first step on the moon, right? And then the camera pans out and you see that they were in a studio. So according to X-Files canon, they faked the moon landing. Now I'm going to tell you the thing that's deep about this, because I believe that the moon landing is faked. I believe it's 100% bullshit. Now, I also believe that if you see things like on major television programming, they're not going to really blow up a spot and debunk these theories and actually reveal that this was some bullshit that they did, such as faking the moon landing, unless the supposed powers that be intend on revealing that it was all a hoax to begin with. Now, it was around the year, I believe, like 2000, sometime around the year 2000, that I saw on Fox, the same channel that runs the X-Files, I saw a documentary where they were talking about the moon landing was fake, and they were running through so much different evidence and everything. And this was before the internet was popping and all that stuff, before you could just go to YouTube and find that casually. This was on an actual documentary special aired on Fox. So for a major network to air a special like that, it tells me that there's going to be a plan sometime, maybe even this year, that the world will reveal, or at least the U.S. will reveal, that in fact the moon landing was faked. I think it's actually going to happen, because now it's been reconfirmed or spoken of again on the actual show, The X-Files, that also runs on Fox. So I found that very, very, very interesting. What else, man? So that's the bulk of why I wanted to do this review, because I thought that was just like really dope. But the episode was dope in general, man. It was a lot of excitement, a lot of Mulder in the car, speeding, chasing, trying to get to the smoking man. The smoking man ends up going to Mitch Pileggi, what's his character? Darn it, Skinner, and he's trying to make a deal with Skinner because the plan is that Scully has already been given an immunity to the coming activated virus that's going to wipe off most of the population, and supposedly the plan is they're going to shoot Scully and whoever the small amount of survivors that are left from, that are going to be immune to the virus that kills most of the people, going to shoot them off to some colony in space somewhere. And that was dope itself. We also found out that these spaceships and everything, it was revealed, I believe, in season 10 that was actually United States technology. Yes, that United States technology was built off the Roswell crash, where they indeed did find an alien, according to X-Files canon. I don't believe that really truly happened, but whatever. But most of the UFO sightings and everything that you see after that was pretty much mankind doing all this stuff. So an interesting thing about season 10 and so far in season 11 is that it's more based on the supposed elite. It's more based on the powers that be. It's more based on mankind doing a lot of this fuckery and as the antagonist, as opposed to some little green men. even though they say that it was still based off of technology they found from Little Green Men or whatever. So that was just dope. But I mean, in general, it was a dope episode. I look forward to seeing more. I gotta look. I don't know if anyone knows in the comment section how long is this gonna have, like another 6-episode run? Is it gonna be like a full-fledged season, 20 something episodes? I didn't even know. Like, I don't really watch TV like that. So I was watching the Twilight Zone marathon, and then I saw a commercial saying the X-Files was back. Otherwise, I wouldn't even known that this thing was running again. But I mean, it was a great episode. Carl Bush, the Smoking Man, it's amazing how he survived. I mean, that's a little weird to me, because if you saw the season finale of season 9, you saw the Smoking Man got incinerated, where his skeleton looked like it even got incinerated. So for him to actually survive, that's a little bit over the top for me, or whatever. Jumping the shark, as they say in literary terms. But hey, I mean, he's a great antagonist, and I understand where they're going, where it's like, look, you got to have this guy, he's dope. So yeah, definitely look forward to seeing season 2. What else? Oh yeah, another big reveal, very big reveal. That's why this episode was so dope, because from the very beginning of the episode to the very end of the episode was just huge reveals. Cigarette Smoking Man's name being Carl Gerald Bush, and the end of the episode, you find out, or at least according to the Cigarette Smoking Man, that he is indeed the father of Dana Scully's child, William, who at the end of the episode, we also see kind of, at the very end, you see like a close-up of William like holding his head and kind of like spazzing, I guess, while he's doing all that, mental magician, mental fuckery, beaming thoughts into Scully's head and premonitions and everything. You kind of see him like spazzing at the end of the episode. But the dope reveal was that you also find out that Carl Gerald Bush, aka the Cigarette Smoking Man, is the father to Dana Scully's child, not Fox Mulder, or at least according to the Cigarette Smoking Man, because with him, you never know. He's prone to lie and make shit up for his own reason and everything. You also got a little bit of the Syndicate, or whoever's left of the Syndicate, 2 of those members, and they're claiming that they're against the Cigarette Smoking Man. They're saying that he was they had an initial agenda, but then the Smoking Man kind of like went his own way, and now the Syndicate want to take him out. So we'll see where that goes, because they were telling Mulder that, and Mulder just didn't believe him. He said, look, I think you want me to get Fox Mulder to get Cigarette Smoking Man out the way, so you guys could do your agenda and you could be bring us to Mars, baby. I don't know, man, but it's just a dope episode. If you watch the show casually, you probably have no idea what 90% of what I'm talking about is. And also, I really do hope for future episodes that this entire season is focused on main X-Files canon. Because last season it had 6 episodes, but I believe it was only the first episode and the last episode that followed the main storyline. And the episodes in between, the 4 episodes in between, were kind of like standalone episodes. If you're familiar with the X-Files, they do that. They have like the main storyline, which is a dope storyline, and they'll have like episodes in between that are kind of just one-offs. It's like a Scooby-Doo mystery of the day. Like, oh, we got to deal with this monster, or we got to deal with this guy with 8 toes, or we got to deal with this dude that jumps to parallel dimensions, but it won't be tied to the main storyline. So I really hope that they just rock with the whole main storyline. I was a bit disappointed in the second X-Files movie, because the entire movie was, based on some other stuff that was not tied to main canon. I mean, it had a couple little hints here and there that tie the main storyline together and give an update of what they've been doing and all that. But it wasn't like the first movie. The first movie was just all about the main thing. So look forward to hearing what you got to say. Like, subscribe, all that fly stuff. If you're an X-Files fan, then comment, so I don't feel like I'm alone out here. I feel like the only nerd, because I really know no one that rocks with the show this much like I do. So give me a shout out. Let me know you out there, and I'm going to catch y'all later.